About God's Garage, visit our website at godsgarage.org. Or you can contact us and we would be glad to come and make a presentation to your group.
Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us on the Cindy Cochran Show. And I'm Cindy Cochran, along with Richard Schischler. And I haven't been drinking. That's his name, Schischler. And, of course, I'm so excited, and you know why, is because today we have Bob Smiley with us as our guest of honor. And I tried to find red carpet to put it out there, and I just could not find it. So that plaid is what that was, Bob. I'm sorry.
Okay, I thought it was a little mauve. A little chartreuse, but, you know, it has been raining, which we'll talk about, by the way. I hope my wife is listening.
Yes.
Because right before we went to bed last night, I said, hey, what's the weather like? And she was like, we're not going to get rain until a couple of days. And I was like, oh, I'll ride my motorcycle up to see Cindy. And then right as she turned out the light, I heard her go, so I should have known.
That was a good clue.
As soon as I got up here,
I mean, but you lived in Texas how long?
I got here last Tuesday.
Why do you trust anything that
That women say? What are you saying, Cindy?
Not the women. No, I'm saying.
Well, you don't think I should trust my wife?
No. Now, don't make this a bigger thing than it is. Well, I'll have to call her and tell her you were lying.
She knows how to block calls. She's not going to take your call.
But
that's cute.
That's such a woman thing to do, too, to call the other woman and tell on their husband.
And tell him he was lying. If he lied about that, there's other things. But otherwise, I'm not going to talk about that. Okay. Anyway, so you got caught in the rain.
I did get caught in the rain on the motorcycle. Hold on. I am promoting your show now. So everybody now knows.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you warn me? I would have totally, posted something.
Are you doing?
Yeah, it's posted.
Okay.
We're about to double your viewers. Because I have at least 3 people that follow my story. So
I was going to say, we had 20, that means 26 people were watching? Okay.
Yeah, we're going to get...
No. Now, you know what? I got to tell you, I wanted to show you this. I was on, we had 20,000 eyeballs looking at us. If you cut that in half. Anyway, but because they chose the Cindy Cochran Show to put on the Google Maps, and it has the little.
So your biggest viewership is from Google Maps. It's not YouTube. It's not Instagram. You're huge on Google Maps.
No, when she told me that, I go, it's probably people looking for you, Cindy, because
Yeah.
you're lost and
is
they're trying to find you.
Yeah, everybody's worried.
They are.
Last known location, they start there,
Yeah.
and so well, congratulations, you've gone viral on Google Maps.
Yeah, so I'm
That's,
kind of weird about going out in public and maybe getting recognized
Yeah.
and stuff, and so.
I thought that would be a great birthday gift for her,
Yeah.
is talk to her family and be like, hey, what is she doing on her birthday? I need to know where she's going. And then I would pay actors to recognize her throughout the day.
That seriously is the best birthday gift ever for you.
I was like, Cindy would love this. And you don't wish her happy birthday. You just say, like, oh, you're Cindy Cochran
stop.
from the Johnny Carson show.
You were on the Tonight Show.
You're Cindy Cochran from
Hang on.
Signing with Cindy.
Yeah, will you sign something for me? Yeah. When they ask you to sign something, like back in the day when they would ask you to actually sign something,
Oh, yeah.
tell me you would
Teach
do
They'd
sign
say-
language instead of write your name.
They say, I would sign, I love you. I mean,
Yeah,
I would
okay. Draw it?
Draw, I love you, but I would, give them my name. And then they go like, can you teach me some signs? And you always, one come in your mind, you go like, no, I'm not going to do that. Cindy,
No.
come on, don't, please. And
Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
And so
I know how your mind works.
Yeah. Oh, I
How do you
hate
call
that.
someone garbage?
Trash?
Yeah, trash.
Let's see.
Oh,
let me go
that's the one I want to know.
garbage.
I'm just kidding. We're not doing that right now.
No.
Yeah.
No,
It is great to teach sign language on a radio show, though.
Oh,
Like
definitely.
it's
And
that's
remember
definitely a.
people
Well,
driving
you
on
know that was an idea of hers.
No.
Tell me you
no.
didn't have that as an idea.
Oh, it was
for your
100%
show.
an idea. She wanted
Robert
to
McIntyre is
talking to the mic.
he, or,
It's a radio show. Cindy.
Robert McIntyre.
It's her first day. Give her a.
Yeah,
oh no, wait a
I'm
minute.
trying
You've
to
been
get
here
back.
before.
I just
Okay.
got back. No, Robert McIntyre was a sports guy and news guy on KILT, and so he and I started dating, and I thought, I saw there was other places that had newscasts for the hearing impaired, and I wanted to do that. So we hadn't seen each other for a while, and I went called and told him I'm going to come by and say hi to you. And I said, listen, I want to do sign language on, I want to do the news for the deaf. I want to do the news for the deaf on Channel 13. He goes, well, what do you want from me? And wait, did you want to be on here or on ABC? And I said, well, ABC would be great, but if you could use me here. And he goes, wait a minute. Okay, let me get this straight, and we're going to do this real slow. You want to do sign language news for the deaf on the radio. Now, do we understand that they can't see?
Yeah, they're just hearing you.
Yeah, so he's trying to talk to me like I'm about 3 years old. Okay.
So they can just hear your knuckles cracking. And
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I want to get on. I wanted to be on TV, and I thought maybe you had some pull. So he did. He called the guy who produces the ABC show, and he said, somebody wants to do your news, and they want to sign your news, and they understood that. So that's how I got on. But I had to work through that, and I thought that's so clever of me to go to a radio station and ask the people.
Can you set an alarm and when
Yeah.
she's done bragging on her history of her life?
Oh, I kind of look over to the right and just be like,
I kind of came in here with some
know,
stories.
what's,
is there
Bob
listen,
Smiley?
is there a show after this? Maybe I could talk and
Yeah.
be interviewed. I'm sorry, Cindy. Go ahead. Carry on. This is good.
Every time you've been on the show, you ask me a question, and I feel obligated to answer that question.
And somehow all the answers somehow end with your stories of how awesome you are.
Yeah,
And
well,
on TV
accomplished.
and all this.
It's
I want to
all I
ask
got.
you a question that doesn't involve you saying, and then in the third grade.
Yes.
Like,
Okay.
just a simple, quick answer.
Okay.
How's your day going?
Oh, reminds
here
me-
we
the
go.
day?
It
What's the
reminds
day?
me of that
Yeah.
time. And
Yeah.
Speaking
I
of
had to go-
days, I had a great day back in 1986.
No, I want to ask you, Bob Smiley, because I brag on you. I mean, it's ridiculous how I brag on you when we're talking about you coming on the show, and that you're a world-renowned Christian comedian. He's done the voiceovers on a movie, and it's just, I mean, on a real movie, and you can go to the movie.
I wish you didn't sound so shocked
Here.
that I've
Yeah.
achieved these things. Like, I wish there was a little more like, of course he's done this. He is very talented. But you're like, I mean, it's a real movie, guys. Like, this wasn't filmed with an iPhone in the back alleyway.
Oh, well, it's just hard to
Or was it?
imagine.
Well, part of it was,
Yeah,
but that was, yeah. We had to
But no,
finance it some way, so.
everybody knows Bob Smiley, and so I'm walking out the door, and this guy is talking to me, and he says, "Who's going to be on your show next week?" I said, "Bob Smiley." He goes, "You know Bob Smiley? I love that guy. And I went, "But what about me?" No, I said,
that cost me $30.
I was going to say, that's a hired actor. That
cost
reeks
me
of
$30.
Richard's hired acting ideas.
That's what I do on dates too. You got to pay an actress to come up and pretend to be an ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. I can't believe you weren't interested in me.
Oh no!
"What happened to you?" So anyway, you are very well known, and what is so exciting, I thought, is that you are now coming on to a wave of surge of Christian concerts and all, and I mean it's massive. And if
Not in July.
Not-
Evidently, you didn't look at my calendar. July only had 2 shows. It
You
was
only
like
had
a
2
ghost
shows?
town. Yeah, I was losing
Why
my
is that?
mind. It just the way the career goes.
Yeah, I was wondering.
It rise and falls, and I used to do a lot of youth camps, and
Yeah.
I kind of priced myself out of that because
Oh, right. Yeah.
a redhead out in the baking sun for a whole week while kids,
Yeah.
and I always hang out with the kids, but dodgeball turns into let's hit the comedian, or like it's not. I try to hang out, but it's because of what I do. People are always like, "Oh, we got to be funny by being mean to him," and stuff like that. And so I don't do as many of.
Well, you've
You
certainly
look booked for September though.
September, October is
Yeah.
slammed. So she is right about that. The career is going pretty well.
It is amazing, and it's so exciting. And so people say, "Well, that means it's the end of the times." This means it's end of times.
If Bob
because,
Smiley's doing good, this
this
is seriously who's the next show? I could stick around.
It's a music show. Can you play any instruments?
I can play an harmonica.
you.
She's
are a
leading
good-
into the fact that my dry bar special is coming out
I'm
Friday.
never
But
going to
go
get
ahead.
to this.
Go ahead,
The
Cindy.
George.
BobSmiley.com.
Yeah,
Have you ever heard
BobSmiley.com.
of the George Theater? Have you ever heard that?
The Gorge?
The George Theater.
I've played the Gorge though.
There is the Gorge.
I have played
I've heard
the
of
Gorge
that.
Well,
with
no,
the
it's in the
Supertones
Gorge.
back in the
Okay.
days when
Is
you were
that
on
in
TV.
Colorado.
You have to throw one at her every once in a while to keep her interested.
Well, my favorite thing she does is she looks at the camera during the show, and I'm like, Cindy, it's a conversation. You don't have to talk to the audience.
I will
Yes,
answer
you
your question,
do.
Cindy.
All
Yeah.
three people will call me back. What? Anyway, so
you
you're
can't even see
playing-
her face.
You let me talk. So anyway, you're playing the George September
12th. Yep.
and that's the day after your birthday.
Day after my birthday, I am inviting all of Houston to come celebrate September 12th at the George. It's also known as the AD Players. They normally have plays, but they have started doing some comedy series, and so I'm bringing 2 other comics with me, and we're going to do a night of just laughter. And obviously, always clean. And the theater is gorgeous. The staff is amazing, and they just love putting on really good, events. And so, it's gonna be fun.
That's the fanciest venue I've seen.
Yeah,
that
and I
you
get to
have
sleep in
been
my own bed that night. Not long. I have to fly out to California the next morning, but it's kind of nice to have. I had
When you do Houston, whenever you do Houston, they'll put you up.
no. I get to sleep in my own bed.
Oh, I thought
He
you said-
travels with his bed.
I
Cindy.
don't
You didn't
take
know
my
that?
own bed to a hotel.
No, I thought maybe
I'm just gonna move her glass a little farther away from her because
Oh, here we go.
I think.
Oh, I got the. Oh,
Yeah,
I
Cindy's
thought
got a
yours-
bad cough.
No, she's got my drinks. What are
has
you
a-
doing with my drinks, Cindy?
Oh, that explains
That's
it.
why I feel so much better than
Yeah.
I did before.
Yeah, September 12th. It's around the Galleria, and it's gonna be fun. It's a
Wait,
big,
it's
beautiful
around the
theater.
Galleria.
It's around the Galleria area.
Okay, that area.
Yeah,
You're not gonna give me more specific, like address.
Cindy, you've
I
known me
don't-
for 20 years. I don't know where it is. I'm gonna put it in the GPS. It's gonna take me there.
It's the 80 Players at the Gorge Theater.
There you go.
That's all you need to know is look it up. Or go to BobSmiley.com.
Or go to.
Wait a minute. So you guys
BobSmiley.com.
can do some research like before you have a guest on, and I'm just.
Well,
Did
you know,
I know you were going to the George?
she,
I knew you were going to the
she
George.
talks about you as a friend, not even as like your profession.
Oh wow.
So that's why she never promotes you because she doesn't think of you as a profession.
As a professional performer.
Yeah.
I have always thought of him as a professional because he would always agree. He was so hungry to have attention that he'd always agree to be in my videos and do whatever I asked him to do. It wouldn't, no matter how ridiculous it was, no matter if he lost his dirt bike or whatever. You don't even want to think about that, do you?
We told that story on this, didn't we? That
I
someone.
don't remember this.
Oh, so I loaned my motorcycle to our preacher at our church, and they filmed a video with my motorcycle. And then I'm at actually a camp in Kentucky, and I get a phone call, and it's from the person who I loaned the bike to, and he was like, "Hey, I want to change the oil in the bike," and I was like, "Oh, you don't have to do that." And he says, "No, I want to do it. You loaned me the bike," and then I told him what kind of oil it was, and then he called me back, and there was something else. He was like, "Hey, I'm gonna maybe spark plug or something like," and I was like,
I want to put a new.
"You don't
new,
have to do that."
wind-
Like a windshield on it.
windshield on it.
And And he was like, no, you always return things better and, all that kind of stuff. And then that was it. And then I actually got home. I landed in time to go to late service. And as I'm walking out, everybody's like, oh, hey, Aquaman. Hey, man, sorry about your bike. And I'm like, what? And I'm watching the video that they play in second service. And he drives my bike up on this little tabletop. And then you were still filming, but you weren't filming him. And then he drives off and drives it into like a 6-foot ditch of water, like submerges it. And so you just hear Cindy going, no. And she starts running like, oh, are you okay? Speaking of, I was on Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
And, like she was able to squeeze that in.
Imagine Cindy if they had the selfie.
Oh.
That's what she's the one that would be filming that, and then right when it happened, she'd turn it around and be like, I just saw this guy.
Eyewitness News, Cindy Cochran. Yeah. So I got up there, and I got my bike back, and it would not work, and So
he didn't even tell you. He was just trying to work his way around of, like, getting it back in working condition.
So then I was able to get it going. It would go like 30 miles an hour. I drove it home. I called back, and I was like, hey, this still isn't working. I was then told to just get it fixed. And so I went and got it fixed. And
why would they show the video? Was it part of the video to go into the creek thing?
No, it wasn't part of the video to go into the creek.
But why would they show it, though? Like, I would have edited that one out.
Yeah.
No, because he wanted to look like how you ride a dirt bike, and he wanted to make
it was part
really
of a sermon
exciting.
series,
Yeah.
and so it kind of went with the theme of being on a motorcycle.
But why
And out
show
back-
Why show the
accident?
And out back, we had all this dirt piled and all this stuff that I thought this is a perfect place to do this.
Yeah.
And we didn't go to a dirt bike,
Place.
an actual place, like I did with Rod Brady, and he
Here we
fell
go.
off the bike. And he fell off the bike, and he's crawling up the dirt, and it was like so good. I was so proud
But
of
you
myself.
left it in.
Anyway, okay, what? And anyway, so
It reminds me of that Step Brothers scene when they're on the boat.
Oh, yeah.
They're filming and they
Yeah.
crash. He's like, my boat.
no,
I have a
that was
motorcycle
so
story.
cool. Okay.
So I get on my motorcycle a couple days ago, and on my road, it kind of curves around to go out of the neighborhood, and I can see like cop lights like flashing, but I'm a law-abiding citizen, and so I'm not worried, and I have to go that way to get out. So I get on my motorcycle, and I start driving. Plus, I live in the woodlands, so I'm sure the cop is arresting somebody for tax evasion or something. It's not something dangerous.
Yes.
And I pull around, and there's two cops standing out in the front yard, and they look up at me, and I'm like, my bike's registered. I'm going the speed limit. Nobody can touch me. And this helmet right here, that's when the spider crawled up inside the face mask of the screen right in front of my left eye. And being a trained motorcycle rider, I knew exactly what to do. I screamed and swerved, and I swerved over onto the grass where they were standing in the yard, and took my helmet off and threw it at them. So all the police officers see is
Assaulting.
they turn and look at me. I start swerving, pull over, and then throw my helmet at them. And so later, when they uncuffed me, no, they didn't cuff me, but they were just standing there, and I just started. There was a spider in my helmet. And they were like dying laughing and stuff. So
Oh, you were so lucky.
yeah,
That you
and this is a new motorcycle. It's not the motorcycle that was
you weren't sent
Aquaman's bike.
to El Salvador or something. We're having to talk to you through that fence.
Yeah.
But if you had told them, if they said like, "What are you doing?" What would you have said? What was your story going to be beside the spider on your lens?
Well, that was the story.
I know, no, but I mean,
What if I would have swerved
they
and thrown my helmet at him, but there
and
wasn't
you
a
hit 'em,
spider?
what would you do?
If I would have hit him,
Yeah, that's assault, and you.
well,
they
then
take you
the
to jail.
Cowboys would have hired me as quarterback. I mean, they need all the help they can
Help.
get. No, I mean, it was a legit, like, that's what happened. And so as soon as I explained them, they were busting out laughing because,
And you can tell they're Woodlands officers because if it was Houston, they would have their guns drawn,
oh, yeah.
ready to go. Why is he coming at us throwing?
Yeah.
You threw aggravated assault.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I live in the Woodlands, so they were like, "Come on, is this guy? Is he a butler or what's he doing?" Like, I didn't look like a threat.
Well, did the bike go down?
No, I swerved over to
Yeah.
the side, put both legs out, and then immediately just like took off my strap and then
so you
chunked
were
it.
okay. Oh, so
Yeah.
you're still sitting on the bike.
Still sitting on the bike.
Okay.
And immediately as the helmet was flying toward them, I started yelling, "There's a spider in there. There's a spider in there." Because I knew how ridiculous the situation. That's what's funny, though. People are always asking me, like, where do you get your comedy? I just go
live.
outside.
That's-
like, and stuff happens.
Especially-
That's not a bit, but, it might turn into one day.
Well, it's like when you're going down the line at the grocery store, and the guy, looked at you and looked at Sarah and was going like, "Wait a minute."
Oh, and HEB.
Yeah. How do yeah?
You know that
this and your
story?
wife.
No.
When we were dating, we got snacks. We were going to go watch a movie at Sam's. And we were,
Wait, you're gonna watch the movie at Sam's?
well, it's free.
Okay, just making sure.
They were showing
Yeah.
Finding Nemo on the big screen.
Yeah.
They're trying
And-
to sell big screens.
Yeah, and so we were getting some snacks and stuff, and we walked up and we put our stuff down, and the checkout guy looked at me and then looked at my girlfriend, and he picked up the divider and put the divider between our stuff. Like, basically he was saying there is no way that she is with you. And I wanted to say she's with me, but
She's paying.
I did want her to pay for her own snacks, so I had a
awesome.
the dilemma. So yeah, that was pretty crazy.
That was so wonderful. Why were you throwing a hatchet?
Oh, we went to Axe Mania, which is over in, I think, Tomball. Again, I don't know any area. It's by the Galleria, over by the George, which I'm playing September 12th. Look at the camera. And tickets available at bobsmiley.com. Which also will have a link to my dry bar, my third dry bar that comes out Friday. This Friday, my third dry bar will be dropping. But you didn't ask me about that. What did you ask me about? Look, I'm sending.
Wait, wait. Let's go back.
Okay.
Okay,
In the
what's-
third
Why don't we
grade.
talk about what is a dry bar?
Dry Bar Comedy is a company that puts out comedy specials, and it's all clean. So every single comic on there has to be clean.
Okay.
And so it's me, Jeff Allen. It's like the best of the best of clean comics. And they have an app, and so you literally will have hours and hours of good, clean comedy specials that you can watch. And their website, you can put it up on your TV, and families can watch it all together. And so my third one comes out Friday. And if you're not a subscriber, you can actually get the first month free. Actually, this is for you listeners. How many did you say? 26?
I think it keeps going down.
Yeah. Okay. I don't blame them. I tuned out about 5 minutes ago. But if they put in the code word Bob Smiley, just all one word, Bob Smiley, they can get the first month free.
Well,
And
free.
the special comes out Friday.
Okay. Now, can you go through those instructions just really
Yes.
a little slower?
Axe Mania is a axe throwing place that you can go to, and I think it's in Tomball. And the owner reached out to me through LinkedIn, so he's over 50.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Man, I love your comedy. If you and your wife ever want to come out and throw, we'd love to have you." And so we went out there and threw hatchets, not at each other this
Not
time.
at each other.
Yeah.
That was.
And it really
but
is an incredible
you
fun
practice
place.
enough in the kitchen,
Yeah.
but you threw it. Who was the girl? Was there a little girl that was there that was
What?
throwing?
That was Sarah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She's trying to get me in trouble here.
sorry.
Sarah was there. It was a date night, and they project things on the corkboard or whatever, and so you can hit zombies, you can hit it's the Woodlands, so you can hit Democrats or liberals, and like it's really fun. You can have competitions. I think the clip that you saw, we were playing tic-tac-toe.
Okay.
On there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
But it's called Axe Mania. I didn't come here to plug it. I didn't ride through the rain on my motorcycle to plug them. I was really hoping we could talk about my dry bar special that comes out Friday, or
Well,
my
you
show
worked- you-
September 12th at the George, but whatever you want to talk about.
you worked it in so well, and I mean, that must be what I was watching whenever you were talking to the guy who was interviewing you, and he interrupted you.
Yeah.
And you put him down so well.
In Christian love, I put him down.
Oh, and it was so Christian. It was all over his face.
Yeah.
Christian love. Thank you. No, he was laughing, going, oh, so, so let me end up this interview. No, so was that a dry bar? A part of a dry bar?
That podcast interview I did?
Yeah.
No. And this isn't a dry bar that we're doing right now,
Yeah,
right?
Look at your drink.
But we don't
Yeah.
drink or anything, and
Yeah.
so can you use this in your dry bar thing?
No, I want people to laugh.
Okay. Boy, that was really cruel. I mean, okay.
No, dry bar is just a
Give it a
comedy
sign the rest
special.
of it.
It's not interviews. It's just literally stand up. So
Okay.
this dry bar is 48 minutes long, and filmed it in Provo, Utah, and it comes out Friday.
Have they got a good sense of humor in Provo?
Actually, they really do.
They
Yeah,
do.
yeah. They're always a good crowd.
They are.
Yeah.
Who do you think the best crowd that you've ever had has been?
Man, people in the South are the best crowds. No, the best crowd I had? I was in South Dakota 2 weeks ago, and it was this little town. It was called Arlington, and they have this festival every year called Arlington Days because South Dakota one year left them off the map. Like they didn't show up on the map. It just said Cindy Cochran's radio show on Google Maps at that time.
Sign language radio show.
The sign language radio show. Yeah. Turn your volume up and tune in, and so now they kind of celebrate themselves, and I got booked to do their Saturday night deal, and because they wanted it was getting away from being family friendly, so I pulled into town early, and so I looked at the schedule they'd sent me, and I saw that they were having a parade. This is how small the town is, and I'm not making this up. I thought, I'll go to the parade so I can kind of just get to know some people and stuff like that. First of all, there's only two roads. There's the main road, and then there's one road that is Main Street that is maybe 200 yards. So it only has 4 buildings on each side, and then a park. That's the whole town.
Wow.
So I get there for the parade, but everybody in the town is in the parade. So I'm the only one standing on the sidewalk, waving to all the people in the parade. I got so much candy. Like, it was amazing. And then I get ready to, they're setting up for the show, and they're setting up these 50 white chairs in the middle of the road. And then there's just a stage. It's like a semi-truck, flatbed turned into a stage. And I noticed that everybody in town was bringing their chairs and setting up behind the 50 seats. And comedy's intimate. You want people close.
Right.
And so I asked the guys, I was like, what's with the 50 chairs? And they were like, well, we decided, it's Arlington Days, everything's free, but we decided to charge for the chairs.
Oh.
And it was like $30 or something. And I was like, $30 for the chairs? But then they can sit in their own chair just farther down the road. And they like, yeah, we didn't really think that through. And I was like, so I go, okay, you know what? I'll pay for all the chairs. Can we just have everybody be able to get to the chairs? And so they were like, okay, we'll do that. So they made an announcement. All right, everybody, you can move up to these white chairs. So everybody starts moving up, and I'm like, okay, everything's going to be fine now. And so right as I thought that, it was like 30 seconds before I went on stage. As soon as I thought everything's going to be okay, it starts raining. So it is pouring rain. People are sitting out in these now free white chairs. I get up on stage because they introduced me, and I was like, all right, we're going to do this. And yeah, you guys are getting rained on, but I am standing on the largest metal object in this town while there's lightning. So who's more, And so I start doing my show in the rain, outdoors in the middle of this town. And about 25 minutes into it, the train starts blowing its whistle, and the train track goes right behind my stage. I have video of me up there talking and the train just going by. And it is a long train, and I just have to sit there, and I'm just mouthing stuff and acting like I'm, nobody can hear me and stuff like that. And the train leaves, and then I was like, okay, well, I think it's called Sturgis. What's the biggest motorcycle convention?
Yeah, Sturgis.
Sturgis. That was that weekend. up in South Dakota.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden, all these motorbikes start riding right behind me, right behind my stage, because that's the main road. And so for about 12 minutes, nobody could hear me over the gunning of the motorcycle. And then I've got about 15 minutes left of my show, and in the park behind at the end of the road, fireworks start going off. So now everybody's moving their free chairs to turn around to look at the fire. And I go, oh, and by the way, I didn't know if because of the rain and the train and the motorcycles if I'd be able to do a comedy show, so I brought some fireworks for you guys. You know, like I just covered. And as soon as I said that and everybody got their chairs around, they shot 4 fireworks, and that was the end of the fireworks. And then everybody moves their chairs back around to look at me, and I go, hey guys, I'm on a budget, you know, and you know how hard it is to take fireworks through TSA? Like, that's all I could bring. Like, I'm just making up stuff.
That's great.
It was, yeah. But the reason why I mentioned all that crowd sat there for an hour in the rain and just went with me on everything that was thrown my way. Like, they were just like.
Did they take the chairs home with them?
No, I think they were, because it was also roped off. And the second I finished, actually, I was going to go a little bit longer because I wanted to tell one more story. And I go, man, you guys have been an awesome crowd to sit through all this stuff. And, you know, they applauded. And I was like, so I just got one more story. And as soon as I said that, lightning just went all across the sky. And I go, and the story is, I love you guys. All right, bye. And as soon as I said that, there was a bar right, you know, in one of the 4. They all jumped up and ran into the bar, and they're probably still there.
They ran to the bar. That's great. And so you were able to sit there, and all those people just got wet and during the rain, and they didn't move.
Well, they brought like umbrellas and stuff because their wives didn't tell them it wasn't going to rain today.
Ooh, boy, you just can't let it go, can you?
I texted Sarah because as soon as I pulled up to park, it was pouring rain. And I texted her and I was like, "You said it wasn't going to rain last night," and she just wrote, "Oopsie." I'm like,
she's got such a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
Being around you.
Do you know she started doing comedy?
No, she did?
Yeah.
How's that?
Do we have time for this? I mean, we're obviously not going to promote my dry bar that comes out Friday or my September 12th show at the George in Houston.
I thought we did that.
So
was it not enough?
We're friends with a female comedian named Leslie Robb, and Leslie and Sarah became friends. And so Leslie asked Sarah to be on her live podcast, Facebook Live podcast. Sarah went in. Of course, she has, you know, pretty tragic stories of persevering through some pretty bad stuff and keeping God first. And so she goes on and tells part of her story, and the Facebook is flooded with people just saying, "Oh my goodness, that helped me." So Leslie calls and is like, "You've got to be on our women's ministry tour." And Sarah works, you know, at school, and she's like, "Well, I would love to do whatever I can." And she goes, "Well, I've got this one date I would love to put you on." So they put her on that one, and that was in May. So my first show ever was in Grand Rapids, Michigan in December. Okay, that was my very first comedy show. Sarah's first show was in Honolulu, Hawaii.
Yikes.
They flew her to Honolulu, and she spoke at a women's conference, but she was also funny. So then this summer, Leslie took her around to mic drop comedy clubs, and so she performed in San Diego, Sacramento, one in Dallas, and she was doing 10 minutes of stand-up. The very first one was in Sacramento, and I literally was at home washing dishes, and I looked at the clock, and I was like, my wife is walking on stage at a comedy club, and I'm home washing dishes, and I could not have been happier. I was like, this feels good.
That is so great.
So she definitely doesn't want to be a comedian, but she does feel like God is pulling her to be a speaker.
Right.
And since it, she's got 2 shows on the books at women's conferences. So people are starting to want her to come speak, and she's very funny, but she also carries a really good message. So
that is great.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait. You have to text me where to go to see her.
Okay.
On YouTube, right? She's on YouTube, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's Sarah Smiley Speaks. I'll promote that.
Sarah Smiley Speaks.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Do you ever... Oh, okay. Anyway, so your dry bar thing.
Yeah, we talked about that. It comes out Friday.
Friday, and so they can get to it. And do you have to? How much does it cost?
They have a subscription, but they also put clips on all their social medias, and then after a little bit, they put, I think, either a portion or the whole show. My other 2 dry bars, my first 2, are now on YouTube. So even if you're not subscribed to the dry bar, but it's pretty cheap. And like I said, you can get the first free month just using the code word Bob Smiley, just all one word. But that's a great question. I don't know how much it costs because if you do a special, they let you like grandfather in.
Okay.
Yeah. I made a joke that I was a subscriber as long as Tim Hawkins doesn't change his password. I made that joke today on a video, but they literally they let you have the subscription.
Well, when do you and Tim plan to ever work again together?
I don't think we'll ever work again because he is out. He's just doing his own shows. He has life completely figured out. He gets on the tour bus on Thursday, goes out and does 3 or 4 shows, and then drives back home. And yeah, that's it.
Like, well, y'all work together so well. Is that time that y'all were playing different instruments and you'd stop and you'd make comments?
He calls me every once in a while, and he's like, because we keep up with each other. We talk maybe once every 2 weeks or something. And in June, he did say, man, I just miss the camaraderie. We were kind of reliving the old days when we'd fly in and get a rental car together, and I would have to drive while he sat in the back and slept and, all that stuff. And he was like, man, we should put together a couple of shows. And I was like, yes. And then never, it's just, he's just got it figured out. Like, he's got it. Like,
but you never listened to any of his stuff and think, I could probably do better than that. Let me see if I can do this better.
I listen to his stuff and think my stuff is better. What do you mean I could do better?
Well, I mean, if you think to yourself, I could have done that better.
Yeah. No, he is the greatest guitar player I have ever toured with or heard. Like, he's ridiculously talented. But
so he's a comedian and a musician as well.
Yeah. It's not fair.
It's not fair. But as long as, I haven't received any of the copyright dividends
for
the story I let you use about the toilet paper in the bathroom. You never.
What are you talking about?
Why is there toilet paper in the bathroom, Cindy?
Yeah.
Well, when.
What story is this?
I told.
Do you want to know a real story?
I told him the story about, or he told me, if you're in the bathroom and the light goes off, it has a timer on it, and so if you'll just make some movement or something like that, it'll do it. And I thought, okay, so I'm upstairs at this church and the light went off. And I'm going like, oh no, somebody turn that light off. And now what do I do? And so, okay, so I need to make some kind of movement in the. I already had made some movement, but to make some movement
for the sensors.
Yeah, for the sensors.
Yeah.
So I took the toilet paper off the thing and went okay, and then I threw it across the room, and I went. The lights came on. That was so great. Now I don't have any toilet paper, and so I let him have that. I let you have that story.
Yeah, and I ran with it.
Yeah, so
and it was great. Here's a real story. Mother's Day. I always do Mother's Day big. Like this year, I wrote a poem and read it to Sarah. She didn't hear it over the lawnmower she was pushing, but anyway, that's a joke. But we actually, this is a joke too. But we walked into our walk-in closet. That's a joke because I said we. It's not mine at all. It's mostly hers. But we walked in and water was pouring from the ceiling. And we found out that the toilet, the boys' toilet upstairs, had broken and had flooded down all on our closet.
All of the clothes? And
all of the clothes. Yeah. She lost really nice dresses. I lost my Han Solo costume and my Deadpool costume.
Man.
Yeah, my wife pointed that out. She was like, I lost all these really nice things, and you lost 2 costumes. And I was like, well, give me more space in the closet. But, yeah, it was all the, her purses and,
that's horrible.
Yeah, it was really bad. We met with the contractor yesterday to start that was Mother's Day when that happened, and it's taken that long to get. So we've had a big hole in our closet, which is where we go to talk about the kids, but now we can't do that because there's just a giant like hole that you can see.
You don't have a tarp over it or anything over the roof?
No, because it just goes up into the boys' bathroom, which I removed the toilet, and so it's just a big hole. And you can see up there.
And where do they go to the bathroom now?
In the other we live in the Woodlands, Cindy. We have several bathrooms. Please.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, I have a story. There's there's a lot of closets in all the homes in the Woodlands, and we're there now.
You're in the Woodlands?
In Spring. I'm on Rayford.
No, I didn't know
Rayford. That. Yeah.
Oh, so you do have a hall up here.
Yeah. So
we should have carpooled.
That would have been great.
Look at him. He can't even. But so anyway.
Especially on the motorcycle.
Just her on the back.
That would have been great.
We're too early. It hadn't started yet.
Stop. I've got to reach my crystals. So I'm
pretty good.
I have two closets, and they have one for the wife and then one for the husband. And so I didn't have my husband any longer, so I thought I'm going to use this to put, like the Halloween things that you put outside. And I had the grossest things that I hung from the trees, and they were horrible. And the kids would come by, and I would tell them, "Come over here and shake this clown. You shake the clown. You're going to love it." And so you shake the clown.
Is this one you had to move?
No, shake the clown. And I say, "Let your dad shake the clown first." And so he'd go there and he'd shake it. He'd start backing up because he goes, "Wah!" And then it's just all kind of weird things. This girl is swinging in this swing, and she is like a zombie. And it's great. So anyway, I put all those, I hung them on the racks in the closet, and so it's so much fun. Except if a police come and they want to search your house because they think someone that has escaped may be in your house, you need to warn them about the closet. And I wasn't there, and so
you're gonna have to tell a police officer, "Don't shake the clown."
No, I said. So when I got back, and they started telling me that these police officers came through, and I went, "What?" And I said, "Well, did you tell them about the closet before you opened the closet?" And went, "No, they told us to stay right here, and they're going to go search everything." And all we heard was the guy go, "Whoop, whoop," and then it's like he caught on what he walked into. But it was so
the police regularly
fun.
go to her house.
We enjoy taking the little kids and go.
Are you going to fully decorate for Halloween?
I fully decorate, and for Christmas, fully decorate for Christmas
with the clown shaking.
No, I don't. I'm gonna use I use
put a red hat and a
just a little white beard on the clown.
It'd be good.
No, I have.
Just shorten the laugh. It's like.
No, but I have to have other people put it up because that's the most complicated thing I've ever seen is when you put the stuff for especially Christmas and to make all those things work. But it's like I've never seen such a competitive neighborhood in my life. I was just going to put, and so when Easter came and they had these big blow up bunnies and all that stuff, and I went like, I'm not going to do that. So I put the cross out in the tree and said, "He is risen." And it says, "He's risen," and that was it. And so one of the women came over there and says, "Thank you so much for doing that. I hope we can bring all this back down to what this is really about." I said, "Well, I wanted everybody to know what the season was, the reason was for the season." And so but I love living in neighborhoods where everybody's close, because before having all that acreage, it was like I was so scared what was going to be coming across the creek that we backed up to, and coming in and finding out where
was it like Deliverance Neighbors or something?
No, not that.
I guess it is kind of the frightening thing of living on acreage, because you don't really know who's coming at you. And you're like,
no, you don't, and it's and your little light from
they're not
the
looking
porch
for
only
sugar.
goes out so far, and the rest is all dark, and you can't so you can't see if somebody's standing there just watching you.
I remember I read In Cold Blood and then went and stayed with my grandparents for like 3
You're
weeks out in the
kidding.
country. And I
Oh.
just finished In Cold Blood. And I was like, oh.
That affected
And I was
me
like in
so
8th
bad.
grade at the time. And I was like,
Oh, because I couldn't get over it. I just, it was hard to get that out of
yeah.
the images out of your
The good
head.
news is they probably saw what you did to your trash cans, and so they were pretty scared that you would back over
they
somebody.
Couldn't get through the smell. You know,
Yeah,
like, I think there's a body in there. I'm not sure, but I think there may be a body in there. But the trash, and Samuel has to put the trash out, and then the recycling, and trying to remember, for him to remember. He doesn't want to think about it at all, and mowing this grass that I know they've got some kind of drug in the soil that's causing that grass to grow so fast. And
your grass grows.
yes.
Oh, that's
Yours
terrible.
Your grass doesn't grow?
No, we're having a hard time getting our grass to grow.
Oh, please come over and take a few things, pallets
Yeah.
of mine, and it's horrible. And my poor dog goes out and tries to go to the bathroom and doesn't want to sit down
Because the grass is so thick.
high. Yes, can't do it, and it just causes all kind of what do you call that?
First world problems.
First world problems.
Yeah.
right. That's it.
Sounds like you need to mow it.
Well, but you mow it, and like in 2 days you got to mow it again. And
Is
we
that
don't.
how grass works?
I think it's.
You mean your grass
Nutrafol.
not only is like plentiful, but it also grows?
It grows so fast. Oh, you got to come over.
We're going to start a prayer line right now for Cindy because her grass is too voluptuous. So pray
How
for
does
some
your
grub
grass
worms
grow?
and some brown patches. And
I cannot wait for the winters to come to freeze that stupid grass and to make it stop it, because it's just. And we have hardly any yard now. I mean, you know what those yards look like.
Oh, yeah.
And then around the pool and all that and all the rocks they put. Why do you put so many rocks around the pool? I don't get it. Why do you do that? And my pool boy always comes and complains to me about they're throwing the rocks in the water. I don't know who's doing it, but they're throwing it in the water and it's hurting the bottom of the pool. So
the finish.
and it's just a little pool. I mean, we don't have that. It's not a Olympic pool or anything like that. But whoever put that together, it had to be all adults. There weren't any kids there at all, because the throwing the rocks has got to be the
Who's
thing.
throwing the rocks?
The people that work there that do anything, the rocks are in the grass or in the whatever, and they take them and throw them, and just they're everywhere. So
For
I mean,
the listeners at home, what I like to do when I do Cindy's show is I like to tell a story and then just see where it ends up. I was talking about our toilet breaking and flooding our closet, and we're now talking about the rocks in Cindy's pool.
and a clown.
well, I was gonna.
And
Don't forget the
scary
clown.
Well, I was gonna talk about. I fell back.
And the
in
police always
in
come
the-
into her house.
Yeah.
Probably 6 months ago. I fell back on the tank.
Wagon? Oh.
No, I fell back on the tank. I slipped. I've got one of these things right here to.
Well, let's not
to
grab
sit
the
down.
camera.
And shake it. It's not a
No,
clown.
No.
Yeah.
I held on. You hold on so you sit down. Well, your hand slipped, and I went back and broke the tank. The tank was just like in half, broke it. So the water went everywhere, and it was terrible. I mean,
What are you doing on the
I was
toilet that you broke a tank?
I know it. They couldn't believe it.
You don't have to rock back and forth that hard. I mean, we've all had a little trouble,
No,
but
I'm trying to tell
I guess
you,
you should tell your kids that too,
I'm
right?
trying
Yeah.
to tell you hold on, this thing in my bathroom that I can hold on to.
you're making people seasick.
I know she didn't care as long as her camera's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to explain that's why.
No,
why
I'm with you. I don't
okay.
need a visual.
Okay. Did you do number one or number two? Is that what you're asking? I
No,
know.
I'm not.
No.
I didn't ask any of this. That's what I'm telling you. Nobody asked any of this.
I know, but I thought it up. But
Yeah.
I wanted
Yeah.
to kind of add to make your
My story good.
better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. I've been given.
Well,
the,
you also have to know, Bob. She's been out for a long time.
Oh, I
found
when I
out
met her.
she's never left the bed for the last 4 weeks. So
Oh.
she needs to talk to somebody.
So
To
you
somebody.
saved up all the words.
Oh yeah.
I did. I saved up.
And she didn't have anything to say yesterday.
What?
Yeah.
That's right. I did. I was just so excited. You know, if you've been with kids for a long time and then an adult comes over and you start talking to an adult and go like,
Yeah.
you understand what I'm saying, right? You understand? Yes, I understand.
I do a bit. I know we're ending, thankfully. But I do a bit on stage about how women have to hit a certain word count. And if your wife doesn't hit that word count by the time it's time to go to bed, buckle up. And I give all these true examples of, because Sarah just blah, 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 blah. But I ran the bit by her, and she was like, yeah, that's really funny. But then she didn't say anything. And then so when we laid down to go to bed that night that I told her, it was just pitch black. And she was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And I was like, no, if that bit, she goes, no, it doesn't offend me. It's totally true. But I'm just not going to do it tonight. I'm not going to just ramble. And so it was silent for 30 seconds. And then you hear, but don't you want to know what I'm thinking? And she couldn't do it. She could not do it, even though she knew I was about to start doing a bit about it. And she was like, you gotta. Yeah. She was talking about, and I mean, she is an amazingly funny person, but she was talking about the most boring stuff. She was like, our grass is growing too much. Somebody's throwing pebbles in our pool.
Oh,
it was
yeah, tell me about
stuff
it.
like, nobody cares. You know.
I mean, did you even explain why the police were at your house?
No, I didn't.
No, she just ran by that.
That was I was sitting there going wait, I was listening. Why were there police at your house, and why were they going into the closet?
I was going to ask her, but I was thinking, I don't think there's a gas station between here and the end of the story, so I don't want to derail.
That's very true. Dry bar special Friday.
Drive our special Friday, and I'll tell you what happened later.
And if you live in the Houston area, September 12th, the George Theater, come see me.
The George. But it's gorgeous. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
I did research. I went and looked up.
And the
what
comedy
was.
show's good too. Don't just it's a nice theater, but it's going to be a great show.
You'll be so distracted by the laughing that's going on.
It won't be like this hour. It's going to be fast-paced, quick, funny. It'll be good. There'll be no rocks in the pool stories.
Do you not want? Okay, so, just all you have to say is, Cindy, I can't make it that day or any day on your show. And it wouldn't hurt my feelings at all.
It won't?
No.
Oh, this changes everything.
All right, let's go, Cindy.
All right. Listen, thank you so much for being with us. And probably we'll have to play the show tomorrow so you can listen at a slower pace. So I love that you guys are here with us with Bob Smiley, and that the first responders, we always say thank you to them.
Yep.
And thank you so much for being so brave. And, of course, our sponsor, Chris Wootton. Sometimes he doesn't want me to say his name, but really, thank you, Chris, for sponsoring this show. And we love you. Okay, call somebody you love.
Every week, people ask the same two questions. Are they ready to retire? Will their savings last for their lifetimes? Hi, this is Chris Wootton with Wootton Financial Group. Our firm has been in Montgomery County for decades, but the hopes and dreams of the people we serve never change. We help answer these two questions and many more that people have about their uncertain financial future. We have a simple introductory client experience that allows us to get to know the client and includes a few meetings for the client to kick the tires at no charge. We provide a concise, one-page summary that helps the client get a better handle on which questions are the right questions for them. To learn more about Wootton Financial Group's process in helping their clients to a clearer financial future and to see their contact information, visit Cindy Cochran's show page on irlonestar.com/TCCS. Wootton Financial Group is a proud sponsor of the Cindy Cochran Show. Wootton Financial Group is available by phone at 936-449-5952 or visit them on the web at www.woottonfinancial.com. That's www.woottonfinancial.com.
This program is sponsored by the Wootton Financial Group. It is not the intent of Wootton Financial Group to render or offer personalized investment advice or financial planning advice through this radio program or any related website. Wootton Financial Group's participation in this program is limited to providing general information on financial matters and should not be construed as financial recommendation or investment advice. Investment advisory services are offered through Game Plan Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission and the state of Texas. Insurance services are offered through Wootton Financial Group, Inc. Game Plan Advisors and Wootton Financial Group, Inc. are affiliated through common ownership, and neither firm is affiliated with The Cindy Cochran Show. No listener should assume that any information presented and or made available on this program serves as the receipt of or a substitute for personalized individual advice from Game Plan Advisors, Wootton Financial Group, or any of their representatives.